All right, thanks, Kent. Let's start off with giving tremendous credit to South Carolina for their performance here tonight. Coming off the emotional letdown on the loss on Saturday at A&M. I thought we would be really amped up and ready to go tonight. In the first half, we just did not have the urgency you have to have on the defensive side of the ball. I thought they were very comfortable. We were concerned about them stretching us with Elijah Strong's ability to shoot the three. Even though he's only 25% on the year, he was 2 for 6 on Saturday against Vanderbilt. He gets off to the great start. We were late on some closeouts. He hits 4 of them there. And then Michi got going from deep. And, we just never made them uncomfortable in the first half on our defensive side. Elijah Strong absolutely dominated the game. What great performance. He comes in averaging 10. He hits 4 threes, crushed us from behind the arc in the first half. Second half, did his damage in the paint with some of his back down one-on-one post-ups. Just a phenomenal performance by him at the 5 spot. I thought, guys like P.J. Carter, Rob Miller, Mozzie Mosley came in, gave us great energy in the second half. Gave us a fighting chance to get back into the game. We did a much better job getting into the ball, taking away the three-point line. But we've all talked about it before. That's now the third half of our 34 halves we've played this year where we got annihilated from behind the three-point line in the first half. And you're not going to come back on anybody when you dig yourself that big of a deficit.
You brought up the first half. Do you think there was just a lack of focus, or what do you think contributed to the lack of defense?
TJ, I just didn't think we were flying around. I thought they were very comfortable to do what they wanted to do. They did hurt us early with a couple of the pick and pops with Strong, and he stepped up and buried those threes. But we never made them uncomfortable. I think they did whatever they wanted to do there in the first half. We gave them too much space. The turnover margin reflects it. They only had 6 turnovers on the night. We're coming off a game where we forced a season high, had 12 steals on Saturday, really active. Just for whatever reason, I didn't have us ready to go with the activity and urgency you got to play with on the defensive side of the ball.
Obviously, on the offensive side in the first half, struggled as well. What were kind of the reasons behind that, obviously without Didon and other reasons as well?
It's a really good point. I thought their physicality really bothered us. And we saw that on film. Played against Coach Parrish for a lot of years. His defenses are always physical around the basket. I thought a lot of the catches we've been getting in the post and around the painted area got forced out to 12 and 15 feet. We did not finish plays with the physicality and toughness required in the SEC in the painted area. You look at the numbers, we get 17 offensive rebounds. We did enough there, but we didn't turn those into enough points. Our finishing around the basket wasn't good enough, and I thought their physicality had a lot to do with it.
I guess with Didon, he's walking around today without any kind of boot on. Do y'all expect to have him back next game or sooner than later?
Yeah, Glenn, it's obviously a very fair question. He's listed as day-to-day. He's made tremendous progress since he suffered the non-contact injury on Friday. Really couldn't walk first couple days. Now he's out of the boot, moving around, just being transparent. I still think he has a little ways to go before he's able to play basketball again. But, he's anxious to get back. He's living in the training room 24/7, doing everything in his power to get back to the team. I wish I could give you a better timeline.
Markel Sutton had a little bit of a tough time shooting-wise. I guess, what do you think led to that?
Yeah, TJ, I got to do a better job getting him into some better positions. He's been a guy who's been 14 and 10 for us. Leads us in double-doubles. Been really consistent. in the last couple games. Just haven't been able to get him going on the offensive end. So I got to evaluate the film and see how I can, get him into some better positions, because he's a terrific player, and I got to get him playing with a lot more confidence on the offensive side.
Mozzie and Max really started to heat up towards the end of the game. What do you do looking forward to your next couple of games where you're still in the SEC gauntlet to kind of get them going earlier and get the rest of your scoring moving to improve the offense?
Yeah, fantastic question. I thought Mozzie came in and played with great spirit. I thought he played with great energy. I've been challenging him to keep getting better in practice, stay the course, and when your opportunity comes, to be ready for it. Same thing with P.J. Carter. I thought both of those guys came in and played really well. P.J. gets 10 and 7. Probably had more rebounds tonight than he has on the season. And Mozzie hit a couple threes. Really, I would have liked to have gotten Mozzie back in there some, but P.J. and Max got it going offensively. So we stuck with those two guys there as they started hitting those threes in the second half. But, I thought Mozzie and P.J. really good. I thought Rob Miller had great impact in the game as well on both ends.
And Jalen Reese, he looked better in this one. Obviously, he's still a young player. What did you like from him tonight, and what do you need him to do moving forward with potentially Dayton still being out?
Well, I like with the 2 games, he has 13 assists. Coming in, he was 4-1 assist-to-turnover ratio going into SEC play. That's been the strength for him. And, got put into a tough position on short notice against one of the heaviest pressing teams in the country on Saturday. And I thought he played really well for 34 of the 37 minutes. And so I think, for him defensively, he can really get after the ball. That's how he started to earn more time even when DJ was healthy. And I think that's something we all got to look to as players and coaches on our team. I think it's just natural to look at the box score, to check out all the offensive numbers. How many shots did I get? How many points did I score? We got to make an impact on the game on the defensive side. And you can't give up 50 points in a first half on your home court. You can't allow 10 made threes in a half on your home court. And so that's where we've got to get a lot better in a hurry.
To improve the urgency thing that you mentioned earlier, would you do anything differently in the prep for next game, or what's your idea on that?
TJ, really fair question. Again, I thought our preparation was good. I did. I thought our guys, Sunday, coming off the road trip was more of a mental day. We walked through all of South Carolina stuff. We did our regular film routine. I thought we came in yesterday, practiced really hard, really dialed in to doing the things we're supposed to be doing. Had a really high energy, productive shoot around today. But for whatever reason, I didn't have them ready to go. When you start the game down, whatever it was, 10-0, 15-3, I think they made their first 9 or 10 shots. Our first 3 stops we got, we turned the ball over when we did get the rebound. So it's just hard in this league to overcome that type of slow start, and we paid for it tonight. Okay, thank you.